Shalom. It's been a little while, so just want to give a quick update. If you haven't noticed, some of my more recent posts have been musical, and I do consider myself an artist, and in terms of expression and giving an account, just music is one of the ways that I use, and that's what I've been working on as of late. And the vlog idea I was preceded by my blogs. Previously it was called The Whales of My Heart. And then now, what is even the name of it? I haven't really been on it much as I kind of transition to the vlogs, the video logs, but I think it's something similar to Yahusha Apprentice, if I remember correctly. Anyhow, for those who, may have visited my channel, and you've seen my vlogs and kind of wondered, like, oh, why did he stop? Honestly, it's just, they were never something where I was only going to be using that medium. I don't strive to become some influencer or, a YouTube person getting paid through that medium and just being on there all the time and obsessed with content creation. That's just not me. However, through many different means, I try to share what Yahusha has done in my life and give an account to that. Share resources that I feel like would help my siblings, my fellow warriors in the spiritual war. And so I'm kind of, I guess, setting the expectation, if it hasn't already been garnered from the about a year of silence on the vlogs. But I think you guys can look forward to what is to come, Yahuwah willing. Working on some more songs, just different genres, different varieties for those who will hear it. But I was compelled this morning to just emphasize something in the body for those who have ears to hear, that the meat of this life, of this walk in truth, is love. There are many out there who call on Yahuwah and Yahusha and various variations of restored names that claim that they are set apart and claim that they are walking in truth profoundly and perfectly. Yet they lack love, kindness. And there are many who teach that, hey, to be kind to others, that's not exactly of the Torah. It's okay for us to be cruel. It's okay for us to be harsh when we're speaking the truth to people. There are many who try to justify their cruelty with the word of Yahuwah. But it is his word that taught this planet kindness and love and compassion. And there are too many people who look down on such tenets, who look down on the compassionate, who look down and trample on the kind and on the meek, and then claim that they themselves are greater and wiser. And it is foolishness. It is upsetting to me because it does not line up with the truth. And it is the doctrine of tares. If you're not familiar with the parable of the wheat and the tares, or the wheat and the darnel, it's where Yahuwah has planted the wheat, his crop. And the parable goes that in the night, an enemy sowed a different seed, his own seed, in the midst of the righteous seed. Out of all the crops out there in the world, out of Yahuwah's desired creation, there are those implanted to cause havoc, to cause confusion, to divide. And some of the doctrine is found in this behavior of cruelty. I know that we as set apart ones can make mistakes. But aside from our mistakes, I'm talking about those who know that they're serving Shaitan. And it's not seen on the outside, and it may not be revealed right away. But they are there. They are in our midst. In our assemblies, in our online chat rooms, what have you. Wherever they can, it is their mission to be implanted. Don't be fooled. As Yahusha has taught us from the beginning, we will know one another by our love. Our love for one another is our identifier. It is not wasted time for us to get to know one another, to garner friendships, to endure one another's burden. It is the trend of those in truth to be lone wolves. I mean, I understand we often are separated from our situations alone by Yahuwah, turning to repentance and in his secret place being refined. However, there are those after maturation, after gaining repentance, gaining wisdom of the Torah, will then stay isolated, purposefully, not in Yahuwah's desire. We have several commands about assembling, especially on Shabbat, and the appointed times, the Muadim. And beside those times, do you think we as a nation should be assembling? Should be learning of one another, growing in friendship, growing in kindness and love toward one another? We should be. And there are those who don't want that. There are those who don't desire cohesion of Yasharal. What do you think? When Yahusha returns, all those prophecies of the scattered, those scattered to the four corners of the earth, what do the prophecies say? That we will be gathered. We're going to be in one place together. Why are we waiting for that time to come together? Putting the hand up between another person that is in truth. I can't bear to be around you, sorry. Yes, you're following the commandments and everything, but I believe that the sisat that we wear on our garments needs to be purple and you're wearing blue. Yeah, you're I know, I hear you and everything, but you know, you're just not speaking the perfect Hebrew. You know, I would embrace you, but are you wearing 100%? Be careful of the hypocrisy. Be careful of being so protective of your walk that you prevent yourself from talking to others, to being kind, to creating relationships with other set-apart ones. I'm not saying, hey, you need to be having someone literally riding on your back as you go throughout your day. I'm talking about talking to one another in friendship and kindness. How you doing? How's your family? How's your walk? Is there anything I can help with? These are some of my struggles. Do you have any strategies for these? How can we work together to be better? Just like how we are practicing our set-apartness, we are practicing being citizens of Siyun now, and our keeping the laws of Siyun now, we can have camaraderie with our fellow citizens now. It's heavily neglected in this time, for whatever reasons. But make sure you're not neglecting those matters against the will of Yahuwah. The separations for the petty matters, for foolish doctrine, it's of Shaitan. There is separation necessary to be clean, to be away from stumbling blocks and from sin, yes. But for where there is no sin and it's just, I just don't like that person, but they're keeping the commands to the best of their ability, and they love Yahuwah and Yahusha, what are you doing? Mature believers, we need to build community. I'm not saying we need to move into the same neighborhood. We have been separated for a reason. And we're waking up. And in Yahuwah's timing and his movement, that might be the case for some. But at the very least, community, and at least communication, to talking to one another, to coordinating. There are so many who need to be immersed. There are so many who need to hear the truth. But if our behavior is that, okay, awesome, I've got it, I'm saved, I'm delivered from my sin, and you're just guarding that, and wanting only yourself to be saved, and that's it, you're not thinking about those outside, the walk is deeper than that. Go out. You have become a taught one. Go and make taught ones. Not my words, but the words of our master, Yahusha. Everything in its time, let Yahuwah guide. But for those who know, hear the Ruach. Shalom.